Hey Reddit. What has been your biggest frick up leading up to this point in life? Like and subscribe to support the channel. And share your most F-up story in the comments below. Losing friends because I didn't put effort into maintaining the relationship. Nobody tells you when you're a kid just how hard it is to make new friends once you're past your college years. Me too. And I was very self-conscious of how clingy, needy I could be, and I overcompensated by being distant and cool and unbothered. I hope 2020 will be a year of new friendships for you. Let's all be friends. This shiz home all the way. And it's double when you're already a loner, and sometimes you can push people away but all you're doing is trying to figure out the balance of it all. Story of my life. Took a very large dose of a research chemical thinking it'd be like acid. Went clinically insane for like a year and require inpatient hospitalization. Took me 2 years after that to build my life up and have a career. But I was never totally the same. Such is life. Was it in the 2CX family? Sure was. Frick man. This is why I can't do hard drugs. I just know something's is going to be unclean and it'll ruin your life. I've had a few bad trips and I'd do anything in my power not to repeat them. It's like your brain goes through ego death in a way that unhinges your perception of reality but still allows you to ricochet off the small confines of your inebriated mind. I can't imagine anything worse, but it sounds like there is. Yep. I'm curious about LSD. But I know myself, as soon as I took it, I'd immediately start panicking that I'd actually taken some shady tainted bath salt research chemical. Even if the acid was 100% clean, I'd psych myself into a bad trip. Plants seem more reliable. Although how do you know that you're eating real psilocybin? And not some random LBM with NBOME sprinkled on top? I guess I could try one of those religious retreats. But drugs like ayahuasca and peyote sound awful. Barfing in fear doesn't sound like fun. Being a floater, meaning being friends with multiple friend groups in life without really being a solid part in any one. Left with none eventually. I don't know how to be a solid part. People just don't invite me, so there's no point in a one-way relationship. I don't claim to be an expert. But my advice is to change the focus from trying to get others to invite me to trying to be the person who invites everyone. My experience has been that most people want to be part of a group but lack the confidence or initiative to make it happen. So there are tons of people out there like yourself hoping other people will invite them to things. Might as well be the one doing the inviting. Also, there will absolutely be lots of people with whom you just don't click. And that's fine. You don't need to or want to be close friends with everyone. But you won't find close friends without striking out with a lot of other people first. And you can't strike out unless you're stepping up to the plate. So decide on something you enjoy doing. And invite people to do it. Repeat until you have a decent group of friends that consistently like doing those same things you do. Did you move around a lot growing up? Just was the dude everyone was friends with. Lots of friends then turn into acquaintances later in life when I didn't have a set group. Kid with wrong person. Really ends your life for the most part. I'm in this position. I'm sure I can pick up the pieces, but I know it's going to take a very long time. I've effectively pissed away my youth though. Me too. And it was really hard for many years. But now my daughter is about to turn 18 and she's an absolute go-getter who is getting into a great college. I'm so happy I have her. I did this as well. Your life isn't over. It's going to be hard. But you can still salvage it. It will never be perfect. But nothing really is. For the most part. I am forever grateful I never had a child with my ex. Getting married to the wrong person. It led to a lengthy divorce in which time my ex tanked me financially. It took me years to recover. Right there with you on that one. It's been 8 years and I'm just now seeing the light again. So you're saying there's hope. Almost 3 years out and it's starting to get pretty lonely. But I have a better job. Money in savings for the first time in my life. Took me 12 years. Lost my house, car, credit and eventually my dog because I couldn't care for her myself. My parents took her. Now I have a career. Live in Hawaii. My credit. An amazing partner and nice car, although I doubt I will ever buy a house again. Feels good. Starting to smoke. I was a super heavy smoker. I was driving home from a charity event for American Cancer Society. I recognized the irony and I stopped at a rest stop to grab coffee. I was having a cigarette and a lady who had barely survived lung cancer came up to me in the parking lot and asked me to quit. She said, "I wish someone just came up to me and asked me to quit. So that is what I am doing for you. Please quit before it's too late." And so I stopped at the drugstore and got the patch. The process is uncomfortable and it took me a year of using it to finally come off of it, but it's been 6 years since I have had a cigarette. Please quit before it's too late. My mother just finished treatments for lung cancer and asked me to pick up 2 packs at the gas station because she's too weak to drive yet. Nicotine is a hell of a drug. Good on you for quitting. My mum raised me this way as a kid. I promised myself to never ever touch a cigarette. That was brave of the lady. If she does this to everyone she sees smoking, a percentage will tell her to frick off. Probably dropping out of my dream college to be closer to my now ex. Regret that decision every single day. Is the dream college no longer an option? It's still very much an option but nowhere near viable with my current situation. That was a very trying time in my life and it kinda destroyed me on the inside, and now I have fears of going back and failing again just like last time. Being a lazy piece of shiz. This is a lazy comment. Very true to nature. Indeed. Laziness plus procrastination equals deadliest combo. Staying with someone for way too long because I thought I could help them. And NBSP. I was 25 when I met her. She was broken and very needy. She had a lot of issues with herself. Mainly she always felt insecure and inadequate. For those times when she was okay. Everything was amazing and she was the best person to be around with. But those times were rare. She was jealous about anyone and everyone. I didn't even hang around my friends anymore because she would make me feel guilty later on and she could never get along with them. I always thought I could help her. But only after everything fell apart did I realize that in my effort to always be there for her I broke myself. And NBSP. We broke up 2 years ago. I'm now 33 and just starting to fix relationships that I've abandoned because I was too focused on her. I don't blame her at all because that was my choice. But it's been hard. This cut deep, not because the same happened to me but because my case is exactly the opposite. My girlfriend broke up with me last week and I've been devastated. But what hurts the most is to realize that I was to blame. I have a lot of issues with myself and she tried to help me. She was always there for me. But I just kept giving her problems. My problems. I know she'll be okay. But I'll always regret the way I treated her. I feel both sides of this. In my last relationship, my ex was seemingly my soulmate. We loved all the same things and when it was great. It was great. But we both had issues we needed to address within ourselves separately. He put all the blame on me. And it took me a while to take him off the pedestal. We were great together but the timing was off. Since we hadn't addressed our insecurities and issues at that point. I haven't dated since because how often does life give you someone that ticks all the boxes? And I'm so aware of my failings that I don't want to frick up again. Quitting a job before I had another one, long story. Which led to my savings being drained and my credit card debt soaring through the roof. I've recovered about a year later. But my savings are basically non-existent as I spent all of my excess paying down debt. Sometimes you need to leave. It's hard to do but it's usually the right decision. Alcoholism from age 19 to 23. 5 years sober now. Life is exponentially better now. Glad I made it through all that. Oh hell, you doing great. I drank and did drugs from age 12 to 27. Been sober almost 35 years. The miracle is that you got sober. So many people don't. Just don't drink again and you will have a great life. When I was young and softly shy, or apt to brood and think, I found a braver, bolder guy, inside a glass of drink. I drank, and drank, and drank, and found, without a drink, or three, I wasn't fun to be around. I wasn't really me. And so I slipped from self-control. I drank my doubts away. I whispered yes and paid the toll. When no was hard to say. 16 to 22 for me. 3.5 months sober as of now. Looking forward to an alcohol-free future. It's 50-50 between starting to smoke and trying to fix a heroin addict ex-girlfriend while she fricked my friends. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas. Probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. There was this girl in high school that I had a huge crush on. She was my close friend. But definitely out of my league. She was very beautiful and popular and people always asked her why she hung out with me. I never made a move because I was certain she'd reject me. At graduation, she gave me a nice card and a box of assorted chocolates. I'm allergic to nuts, so I couldn't eat any, but I really appreciated the gesture. To thank her, I bought her some socks that said "best friend" all over them. After that, she acted very strangely to me. I thought maybe she didn't like my gift or that she wanted to focus on college or something. Eventually we just drifted apart. Since I couldn't risk eating any of the chocolates, I left them in my parents' fridge. About 6 months later my mom texts me asking if they can eat them. I say sure, then she sends me a picture. This was underneath the chocolates. I think it was meant for you. It was a photo of the girl and me, cut into the shape of a heart. On the back of the photo was a message from her, professing her secret feelings for me. By this time, she had a boyfriend who she's now married to. I had a shot and I blew it, and I've thought about it every day since. I've read this same story before. I doubt that. Link. If she was your best friend, how did she not know you had an allergy? Tifu, by not knowing my crush was allergic to nuts. I'll bet money she thinks about it too. Not taking freshman year seriously. Details. What happened? Just me not paying attention. I failed almost all my classes and might have to do 5 years in HS if I don't pass this year. Not leaving toxic people sooner. I'm extremely patient and actively try to be kind to everybody. It takes me too long to realize that some people most certainly don't deserve it. I am just like you. The only reason I don't hang around toxic people anymore is because they left me behind. Even when I didn't leave them. She lies in the silence. Alone on her bed. An absence inside her. A space in her head. An ache in the distance. Persistent and small. A feeling like nothing. Like nothing at all. She wants to feel better. She wants to forget. She wants to feel something. Just something. And yet, she knows that they left her behind on her own. She wonders if whether it's better alone. Choosing the wrong degree multiple times. A few years ago finally decided on computer science. And I fucking hate it. Only have like 8-ish classes left, so I would be stupid not to finish it, but I have no desire to do anything computer science related. Once you have your degree, there are sometimes transfer agreements, accelerated programs that might be an option. So you could study something else in a shorter amount of time. That's fine. Just get that piece of paper and then you can figure it out. Why do you hate it, if you don't mind me asking? I'm looking into CS for college. I don't really know the specific reason why. I just don't enjoy coding really.